Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake lived a young woman named Sarah. Sarah was known throughout the village for her contagious laughter and radiant smile. Her joy was a beacon, especially to the elderly who often felt life was passing them by. One day, an esteemed pastor from the city visited the village. Hearing about Sarah's infectious joy, he sought her out, hoping she could help revitalize his dwindling congregation. He explained that people had stopped attending church because they had lost faith and were consumed by the troubles of their daily lives. He asked Sarah if she could help rekindle the community's spiritual fervor. Sarah pondered this request, knowing that sharing her faith was the right thing to do, but also realizing that she couldn't compel others to believe. After a moment, she had an idea. She invited the pastor to accompany her on her rounds as she visited the villagers, saying she believed it would provide him with valuable insights. The pastor, intrigued by Sarah's approach, readily agreed. As they walked through the village, Sarah greeted everyone with a warm smile and a cheerful hello. She engaged in conversations about their lives, genuinely interested in their joys and concerns. When they reached an old woman's house, Sarah asked the pastor to wait outside while she went in. The old woman was someone Sarah had been visiting regularly, bringing her food and company. The pastor, initially hesitant, found himself moved by Sarah's compassion. As they continued their journey, they came across a young man struggling to fix a broken cart. Sarah, ever helpful, offered her assistance, and soon they were working together to repair the cart. The young man, initially annoyed by their interruption, couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude towards Sarah and the pastor. Throughout the day, Sarah and the pastor visited many more villagers, offering help where needed and sharing words of encouragement and faith. The pastor observed how Sarah's genuine kindness and unwavering positivity touched the hearts of everyone she met. At the end of the day, as they sat by the lake watching the sunset, the pastor turned to Sarah and confessed that he had never seen anyone as radiant as her. He asked her to share her secret, hoping to learn how she could help revive the church. Sarah smiled, her eyes sparkling like the lake at sunset. She told the pastor that she simply tried to emulate the love and joy that God had shown her. She explained that her faith gave her hope, helping her to see beyond the troubles of the present. She emphasized that her relationship with God was personal, but also had a profound impact on how she treated others. The pastor listened intently, realizing that Sarah's faith wasn't about grand displays, but about the small, consistent things like visiting an old woman or helping a young man with his cart. He understood now that these seemingly insignificant acts were actually significant expressions of love and faith. Touched by Sarah's humility and faith, the pastor returned to the city with renewed purpose. He began making changes in the church, focusing on acts of service and kindness inspired by Sarah's example. Slowly but surely, people began returning to the church, drawn by the tangible expression of love and faith. News of the church's revival reached Sarah, and she, along with the villagers, felt immense joy knowing they had played a part in bringing people closer to God. And so, in the simple, humble acts of love and kindness, Sarah and the villagers of that town exemplified the true essence of faith, proving that even the smallest actions can have the most profound impact.